Crazy Diamond is the stand of the main JoJo of Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, and its stand ability is that of Restoration, allowing it to restore things back to a previous state, which is shown to take into effect in a number of different ways, be it either healing a person's injury or changing an object back to a certain point in time. This manages to change the person or object as a whole when restoring it, but Josuke can also contort the restoration if he's upset or chooses to do so, though one of the most interesting things about Crazy Diamond's ability is how it can also forcibly drag pieces back together for restoration purposes. And I wanted to look a little bit deeper into this specific function of the stand to help us understand the stand's ability in a different light. So Crazy Diamond is shown to be capable of pulling in the pieces of a severed hull in order to fix them. He does this by setting one piece as an anchor and causing the other portions of the object or person to be pulled towards that anchor, allowing him to actually move objects or people at will. And this ability isn't limited by the complexity of the fix, as it works on things as simple as two pieces or as complex as multiple misshapen pieces. Josuke is even able to set whatever piece of the object he wants to be the anchor point, no matter the size or the weight of it, just so long as the pieces will make up a cohesive whole. And of course, in the case of living things, the pieces of the person or animal mustn't be fully dead. And with that in mind, I want to look over a couple of scenes over the whole story of Part 4 that focus on this ability and its effects. First, of course, being when Josuke saves Okuyasu from Red Hot Chili Peppers, as during his interaction with Red Hot Chili Peppers, Okuyasu gets his arm severed. The stand then grabs him and then pulls him into the power line, with the intent to kill him. Josuke then leisurely walks up and bops the remaining arm of Okuyasu, and in a few moments, he's back. Now this usage of Crazy Diamond's ability was just near instantaneous, pulling Okuyasu out of a power line, meaning that it likely was moving as fast, if not faster, than Red Hot Chili Peppers could even take him away. This way, no matter how far Red Hot Chili Peppers could have dragged him, since that technically is unstated, when Josuke bopped him, he came back in a matter of several seconds. Then you have during his first encounter with Yoshikage Kira, where Josuke used Crazy Diamond to not only defuse the sheer heart attack ability by restoring the hand it was connected with back to its host, but also he used that restoration to track down a fleeing Kira. Though, unfortunately, when they caught up to him, he had used Cinderella to escape, and since Crazy Diamond had already set Kira as the anchor, Josuke couldn't do much to help, not to mention he was a bit distracted. This usage of the stand shows us that Josuke can set an anchor point for something that he himself can't exactly see, as Kira was long since gone when Crazy Diamond used its ability on it. Along with this, it shows that Josuke can control the speed at which something is restored, in this manner, making the hand that would lead them to Kira move in a speedy manner, but not too quick that they would lose pace with it. Then of course, finally, I wanted to point out the moment in which Josuke used a severed piece of a photo to pull a whole wallet at the very end of the series, which helps demonstrate that the restored object can pull over its weight in whatever is containing it. Since if the weight of the object mattered significantly during a restoration, then the photo itself would have just been pulled out of the wallet in a quick motion. The exact strength of Crazy Diamond's restoration pull is uncertain, but it has to be over roughly 58,000 PSI if the Enigma fight tells us anything. So with all those examples listed here to help us understand Crazy Diamond's restoration a bit more, I wanted to make an assumption on Crazy Diamond's ability as a whole as it works in-universe, given the fact it's able to make things move against their will. And that's that the restoration ability utilizes wormholes. Okay, actually hear me out on this one. So, when Crazy Diamond establishes a restoration point, the object it's restoring and its respective pieces suddenly become connected by a high-dimensional string, kinda like the red string of fate, actually. And in simpler terms, a wormhole, as wormholes are structures that link two separate points in space-time. So, once these wormholes, or worm strings, are established, Crazy Diamond then begins to pull one side towards the others, in a manner that cannot be stopped unless Crazy Diamond wills it. This is, as we've seen from the many uses of restoration, not limited to a single one-on-one string either, but more like a single object sending out dozens of high-dimensional strings to piece itself back together on the molecular level. Also, with these wormholes being able to move through space and time, given that they work on space-time, it would explain how Crazy Diamond is able to restore a person or object to a different point in their timeline, by either healing wounds or uncooking something. Hell, Crazy Diamond is even shown to be able to restore something that is being obliterated by Killer Queen's ability, though he is likely limited to his own universe. Likely he can't go into other universes, as shown with the fact that Crazy Diamond cannot restore things sent away by the hand from wherever they are sent. And while wormholes might sound incredibly crazy on the surface, Crazy Diamond has been shown to manipulate other laws of physics with its restoration ability, as seen when he fused a human being together with a non-living object in the case of Angelo and the Rock, but of course, specifically the case of Terranosuke, where Crazy Diamond must have done some really scientifically impossible shit, given that he was able to reduce an entire human being into an object the size and shape of a book without making it any more dense. So manipulating space and time isn't too far out of the question, if you ask me. And with that idea in mind, it could also explain why Josuke can't heal himself with Crazy Diamond, since much like how Crazy Diamond must anchor an object in order to restore them, Josuke himself is the universal anchor for Crazy Diamond, being the one constant in the world that doesn't change and that it can base its changes around. Now, with that all said and done, I really need to specify that this is all fan speculation from my specific point of view. Do I actually think Araki thought any of this when writing Crazy Diamond's ability? Of course not. Well, at least not to the full extent that I have gone. I believe when likely thinking up Crazy Diamond's ability, he likely thought up the fundamentals of the stand's ability in order to give it the limitations that it has, such as the anchoring effect. And he only really went that far, because there's no reason to think about it on such a complex level. So, no way in my rational mind do I honestly think Araki had my wormhole theory in mind when writing Part 4. But in my irrational mind, me and Araki know each other on a first-name basis and share ideas for the future of JoJo. This video is purely me having some fun and digging a bit too deep into a series that I love and viewing the topic from an in-universe perspective, and getting something that's been sort of on the back of my mind since reading Part 4 and rereading it recently out onto paper. So I hope that you don't take this video too seriously and that you enjoyed this video, and if you did enjoy it and want to see more videos like it in the future, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/MiniNotTheBadGuy, and if you wanted to discuss wormhole theory on a deeper level, well, you can do so by buying a copy of Shimonetta, A Boring Word Where the Concept of Dirty Jokes Doesn't Exist at buyshimonetta.com.